This is Critically Absurd TV, and I'm Brandon, and I'm going over with you a restoration of a PS3. This is the second one I've done. The first one was a trial run to make sure everything worked and I had all the parts. So I'm going to show you how to take it apart, and this one's going to have some missing parts probably and some broken parts, but I'll show you what should be there and how to get it done. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, we got the top off, and actually this one came with the game, so that's pretty cool. Looks like it's dirty, scratched up a little bit, but that's a little something extra for you. Obviously, CD tray. I was hearing some sounds when I would move the console up and down, and turns out it was this. It wasn't resting correctly in the right spot, and it's missing the top tray. That's why. This is the top. You can see how dirty it was right there. These parts will all get washed, just soap and water. I like to use a Mr. Clean sponge. It gets rid of the scratches and all these blemishes. Makes it look pretty new. Alright, next part. Right here is the power assembly. You're going to be careful right around here. There are prongs, so don't just go ripping it off. You'll break it, and then, that'd suck. So take off these couplings right here, and then lift straight up. So this is the power assembly. You could take this apart a step further, but I wouldn't do that unless the PlayStation is not turning on after you clean it. And you can take a light and look in here, and if it looks really dirty or corroded or anything, then that's up to you. Take it apart, screws right here on the back of it, and you just kind of like pry it open. You can see the little clips right here. But like I said, don't do that unless you really have to. It's a last resort kind of deal. And right here, you can see these prongs I told you about. If you just go ahead and just start ripping stuff apart, you'll break those prongs, and you'll have to get a new board. And you might as well just get a new station from there. All right, and you see these right here. These run to the front and go right here. Fan below that is the main board, and we'll get all the way down to the bottom of it. All right, let's do it. One thing I forgot to say, when you start taking this apart, this does lift straight up since you unscrewed it, but right here there's 3 connected ribbons. Pull those up, disconnect them so you can take it off.
There you go.
Alright, another thing, right here's a touchpad, here's connecting ribbon. Take that up, and it should come right out. Alright, the touchpad, this little area right here, took a little bit to get out. It pried up a little bit, but like I said, just be careful. Pry up right here a little bit, and then right here a little bit, it should come out. You can see it's pretty dirty, so we'll be cleaning that. The fan's also pretty dirty. The fans, though, that takes a special kind of clean. You have to take Q-tips to go on the sides. Paper towels, kind of floss kind of deal. You don't want to get this thing wet. There's motors in there. So you only have the fan and the motherboard left. You're going to go ahead and unscrew these right here. You can take this out if you want. I do. I just put it to the side. Go ahead and unclip the fan back here. And you're going to want to unscrew these little screws. This one is missing screws, but there's more screws throughout. You can see right there, right there. There should be some up here, but this one's missing some. And right there. Got this thing taken apart now, and I actually made a discovery with the CD drive. This is the lid, just the magnetic thing on the top was off of it. And another thing I've noticed that's kind of bad with this is that it is missing the ribbon that goes from there to there. So this PS3 will not be able to read CDs right now. You hypothetically could, download games and keep playing it from there, but I'm gonna have to order a ribbon for it and a hard drive as well. So this is gonna be a little difficult to do, money-wise, but this should still be a working PS3. Alright, so we got this right here. It's just upside down. If you want to take the metal sheeting off of it and make sure the board's clean and this is rust free and everything, let's go ahead and take the screws off. This is for the fan. Make sure you get these pieces to the back. Just take the screws off right here and just pull it off. So after here, we're going to go down to start cleaning the outside of it and making it look better. You can clean these if you want. Same things, warm soapy water. This doesn't look that dirty, so I'm not going to do that with this. We are going to go show you how to take apart the CD drive and clean the laser a little bit, but we'll do that afterwards. And we're going to do the outside shell now. Alright, I got the shells cleaned. They are drying right now over there. And we're going ahead and going to put the back shell on the bottom of it, screw it back in, and start washing, or not washing, but cleaning off the top of this and the underneath. And then I'll take a look at the CD tray. Putting this back together. If you're not sure where to put the screws, you can see these little arrows pointing right there. It's telling you where to put the screws around it. Right there, right here, right there. And these parts right here, like I said for the fan, these are weird shaped parts. They're not shaped how you think they would be, but that's how they go. Just how they fit right there. Alright, for the touch panel right here, I'm just going to wipe this down with isopropyl alcohol just a couple times underneath to get the cracks out with Q-tips. And then once it's dried, I'm going to go over it with Windex, get a good shine. Alright, here is the CD tray. Like I said before, I'm missing a ribbon, so this will not work for now until I order a new part. But this is what it's going to look like inside the PS4. To get the top off, make sure you put this to the side for one piece. You don't want to lose that. So put that to the side, and you can see there's little pins are on the sides where you can lift off the lid. So that comes right off. Put that to the side, and you're left with the inside of the CD tray. For this, take a little Q-tip, go around the edges, get all the dust out. Go on down to the inside right here, right there in the inside. Do not touch the rails. Don't try to push anything like that. For the laser, you're going to take a little cloth, dip a little bit of it in alcohol, and just dab it. Don't put any pressure. Don't even touch anything like that. And then let that air dry. You could take it apart further, but I wouldn't advise that. There's no other reason to unless it's filthy. But if you're doing that, I just try the best not to do that. And right here would be where the other ribbon will connect. It'd go underneath to right here and connect to the board. Alright, so we got the touchpad for the power inject cleaned, and we got the CD tray cleaned. So this is what it looks like after we clean it. And for me, after I clean it, I actually use some furniture polish, and it gets a nice lean brand new look to it afterwards. You'll see more of an effect on the top tray. So let's get to putting it right back in. For this, you're gonna have to kind of put it at an angle, slide it in, because you can see the ports right here, so that's what you have to do for that. Alright, so you're gonna turn it around. Now we're going to work on putting the CD tray back, and then this before it actually, because you need to put the ribbon right there, and it's going to be in the way of the CD tray. So put the touch screen for the buttons in first, then the CD tray. Go ahead and put all the ribbons in right here. Then you can go ahead and put in the last part in, which is power assembly. I don't know if you guys did or not. I took the actual output out of it. This slides in right here. Make sure you tuck the cords under. You can see where it is, and that's just where it goes. All right, so let's get putting everything back together. Alright, now that we got everything put in, it's time to put the screws where they need to go. Like just before, you can see the arrows pointing to where the screws need to go on this. So just go ahead and put the screws in where they go. The white ones are going to go right here. The black ones are going to go on the board. My bad, guys, I lied. 2 of them go right here. The other 2 go right here where the hard drive would go. Alright, guys, we got all the screws in. Now it's time to put in the disc reader. Like I said before, this one's missing a ribbon. So this is going to be a real pain for you if you have to put the ribbon in right here. So you're going to have to finagle, grab from underneath where the ribbon's going to come out right here. And you got to put it in right here and connect it right there. So that's going to be a pain. Other than that, you can see how this has a little peg right there. That's going to go right there. So let's put it in right here. Let's drop it in. And just go ahead and connect all the ribbons. All right, once you're sure all those ribbons are connected, go ahead and put in this cord like I told you right here. Plug in the fan, and then gently put in the power supply. All right, for the power supply, face this way, you're reading that way, and remember these prongs are here, so put it in the side, just drop it straight down. All right, and that is the PS3, the insides of it. Like I said, you go ahead and clean off this right here if you want, and do some retouching on the insides of this if you want to keep it a little more clean. And then we'll go ahead and put it on the top. Alright, so we are ready to put the top back on this thing. Alright, a quick reminder, do not put these cases back on if they have any bit of water on it. In my experience, the bottom one didn't have much water shortly after drying, but the top one for some reason did in the corners. So make sure they're dry. Alright, so you're going to take the top, go from the behind right here, and just drop it down. You're going to see these pins right here. It's going to be some clicking noise, and you're good to go. Alright, that looks a lot better than what we started out with. Alright, now for some reason, no matter what you do, there's going to be stuff in in the emblem right here. So go ahead and take a toothpick or something with a fine point to kind of push that stuff out of the way, and then go ahead with a Q-tip and go polish it up a little bit with some the furniture polish I told you about. And the same tip, spray some on the cloth, dab it, put it in the corner, and then start wiping down circular motions. So that's what it looks a lot better. And we're going to go ahead and flip it over, put these last screws in the sides, and then give it a test. All right, for missing screws like me, try to space it to every other one, or try to get the corners at least, and one in the middle. Sadly, that's what we got to work with, you know. Do what you got. The bottom screws I talk about, that's where these would go. They're like security screws. They have a little pin in the center, but that's where they go. They go right around here on the front of it. Right here is where the security tab would be. Obviously, someone's peeled that off already. And this would be a blue screw. If you don't see that, it secures the hard drive into where the hard drive will slip into. So that is it for that. So we got the PS3, everything's screwed in, everything's good to go, everything's clean. We got everything's plugged in the back, your component and power. And if you plugged it in, if everything's going well, you should get the red light, and that's a good sign. Like I said, this one doesn't have a hard drive, and the CD tray is messed up, so you're not going to be seeing the splash screen that you're used to. So let's see if it even starts up. It's a good sign. You can hear it working on in the background. Alright, so this is what popped up. So this means that this PS3 is working. So the only thing I need now is a hard drive to go in right there, and a ribbon to connect the CD tray, and this one's good to go. Alright guys, I wish I could show you how to install that stuff, but I know that's going to take a while for me to try to get a hold of, those parts I'm talking about. So I hope you liked this video and I hope it was useful for you. Go ahead and give us a like, share, visit our page at Critically Absurd TV. We're on Facebook and our website's coming up soon. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, shoot us a message. Thanks.